Hello, I'm Donnie Ryan, student here at Liberty University, COM 622, and this is my presentation on my research paper which dealt with organizational intranets and how they can help establish and promote organizational culture. So my topic was taken from our textbook, Part 5, Chapter 15, which dealt with organizational processes and characteristics and how those things contributed to organizational culture. Had a little personal reason for choosing this topic. My organization currently uses a SharePoint portal as our intranet. It's found to be very effective in disseminating information, and we're also hoping to help use that to help promote our organizational culture. Our research question for this paper was, do organizational intranets help to establish and maintain an organization's culture? Our research hypothesis that we attempted to prove or disprove was that the use of these organizational intranets can actually help establish and promote the culture of that organization. Our research project consisted of conducting a systematic review of literature. We did this by using both the Liberty University and National University libraries and their associated online databases. We went about conducting our research through keyword searches, and our initial keyword searches were organizational communication, culture, intranet effectiveness, and tools. Now, from that initial search, we literally located thousands of articles. We narrowed that down by looking for timely, peer-reviewed sources that were pertinent to our research topic. Our argument in theory for this research project, our argument was basically that these intranets could be used not just as communication tools, but help to establish the organizational culture. The underlying belief was basically that an effective intranet could help improve the flow of communication in the organization, as well as to promote that organizational culture. Now, based upon the information in our textbook and the way that we went about conducting our research, we looked at 5 specific areas for these organizational intranets. Those 5 areas were the scope, the number of intranet sites, the frequency that the information was updated on these sites, the use of symbols, stories, and ceremonies to help promote that organizational culture, and finally was the opportunity for members of that organization to provide feedback. So we'll touch briefly on each of those 5 areas. As far as the scope of the intranets go, our research showed that these organizational intranets play a key role in lots of things, including knowledge management, human resources development, and also serving as a storage area for corporate knowledge within the organization. Now, the number of intranets, we found this kind of interesting. The basic premise was that one intranet was the most effective way of going about consolidating information within that organization and helping to promote the culture. However, we did find some information that some larger organizations with very distinctive divisions have also had success in having specific intranets for those divisions. For example, an organization that has a sales team might need a specific intranet geared toward the people that are involved with sales. Frequency of updated information. Now, this was very interesting. Traditionally, a lot of organizations took part in what we called a scattered approach that was using a variety of different types of tools to disseminate the information, posters, flyers, emails. Our research showed that consolidating that information into one intranet site was a lot more effective in being able to update that information and keep it updated on a regular basis, as opposed to all those traditional ways of getting that information out and promoting the organizational culture. The use of symbols, stories, and ceremonies, that was also very interesting. We found out that people like things to be tangible, so these organizational intranets contained mission, vision, guiding principle statements. Also, maybe if the organization had a logo, it explained what the different elements of that logo were. We also found that these internet sites could be used to highlight employees who take part in volunteer community relations programs. That could also help promote an organization's culture and identity. And finally, it also was a good place to honor and recognize employees, Employee of the Year, Employee of the Month, and things like that. All those things help to promote and establish an organization's culture. Finally, and perhaps the most important, one of our 5 elements was the openness to employee feedback. Now, this was very important because it allowed the employees to let management and the leaders of the organization know how the information was being used, if there were any issues accessing the information, and of course, keeping the information current. The results of our research were very conclusive. We found that these organizational intranets overwhelmingly helped to promote and establish the organization's culture. We also found that they served as a key component in consolidating and aligning information as well as strategic themes and messages. Now, we actually failed to uncover any negatives of having an organizational intranet, which I thought was very interesting for this project. So no negatives in having that organizational intranet, but again, very important that the information be timely and updated. As far as future research on this topic goes, we would like to see some continued research in these areas, specifically maybe on how often employees access the information, what they're going for, and maybe accessibility issues. Our conclusions, we basically proved our hypothesis to be true, that these organizational intranets do in fact help establish and promote the culture of an organization. And of course, secondary that we uncovered was, once again, that they were very effective tools for disseminating information and aligning that message along with the goals, the mission, and vision of that specific organization. This concludes my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope everyone has a happy 4th of July today. Thank you.